My husband's family insisted I host Christmas right after surgery. Quit exaggerating and cook, my mother-in-law commanded. I accepted gladly. Their faces froze when they showed up and discovered. Can you imagine being 2 weeks out from major abdominal surgery, barely able to move without searing pain, and then your husband drops a bomb? He calmly announced our entire, incredibly demanding family was coming over for Christmas dinner, expecting me to cook and host everything. That was the moment something inside me didn't just break. It snapped, and I knew my life was about to change forever. I mean, the pain was still hitting me like a lightning bolt every time I moved. Just reaching for the TV remote felt like I was being stabbed from the inside out. I pressed my hand against the bandages under my sweater, gritting my teeth, trying to breathe through the spasms. And then Raymond just walked in, scrolling on his phone, completely oblivious to my struggle. Mom just called, he said like it was nothing. They're all coming here for Christmas dinner. My name is Victoria, and in that exact moment, a line was crossed. Not loudly, not with a dramatic outburst, but something deep inside me gave way. What do you mean? They're all coming here. I managed, my voice surprisingly steady, even as my hands trembled. Ray, I can barely stand up for 10 minutes. He finally looked up, just for a second. Mom said she'll handle the decorations. You just need to do the cooking and hosting part. You know how she is about traditional Christmas dinner. I stared at him, disbelief flooding me. I just had surgery. I said louder this time. The doctor specifically said no lifting, no standing for long periods. He waved his hand dismissively. Come on, Vic, don't be dramatic. It's just cooking. Mom does it all the time and she's got arthritis. Before I could even respond to that absolute gem, my phone rang. Speak of the devil, Ava, my mother-in-law. Raymond just tossed me the phone and walked out, leaving me to it. Victoria. Good. You're there. Her voice, sweet as poison, immediately grated on my nerves. I'm thinking ham this year, not turkey. And make sure you do those little pastry things everyone loved last time. Summer specifically requested them. Oh, and proper table settings, dear. Not like last Easter when you used paper napkins. What was that about? I felt a tremor of old anger. I had the flu last Easter, I said quietly, reminding her. Remember? I could barely. Oh, stop being dramatic and cook. It's Christmas. She laughed, that horrible, tinkling laugh that always made my skin crawl. I'll bring the good china. You just focus on the food. There will be 7 of us, plus Kylie. She's very particular about her food now, you know. No vegetables touching the meat. The call ended before I could protest further. I just sat there, phone in hand, and a lifetime of these moments flashed through my mind. All the other holidays. All the times I cooked through migraines, through flu, through insane work deadlines. That time I had food poisoning, for crying out loud, but still had to host Raymond's birthday dinner because you guessed it. It's tradition. My phone buzzed again, a text from Summer. Mom says you're doing Christmas. Don't mess it up this year, okay? I stood up slowly, carefully, every movement a small battle against the pain, and made my way to the bathroom mirror. The woman staring back at me looked tired, pale, with dark circles under her eyes. But this time, for the first time in years, I saw something else there too. Something that made me smile. Fine, I whispered to my reflection. Let's cook something unforgettable. I reached for my phone again, but this time, I dialed a different number. Ree, it's me, I said, as soon as she picked up. Remember when you said I should stop letting them walk all over me? I think I'm finally ready to listen. About damn time. Ree's voice was warm, but laced with immediate concern. What did they do now? They want Christmas dinner. The full spread. 2 weeks after my surgery. They what? Ree's outrage was exactly what I needed to hear. Oh, hell no. Tell them to shove their ham where they actually... I interrupted, my smile growing wider. I think I'm going to give them exactly what they deserve. But I need your help. I'm listening. First, I need you to find every takeout place that delivers on Christmas Day. And then, I paused, touching my surgery scar gently through my sweater. I need you to help me plan the best revenge Christmas dinner ever served. Ree's laughter was truly delicious. Oh, honey, this is going to be good. From downstairs, I could hear Raymond talking to his mother on the phone, probably already planning how to rearrange my furniture for optimal dinner party flow. Let them plan. Let them demand. Let them assume. I opened my laptop and started making lists. Not of recipes or grocery items, but of everything else. Everything I'd been saving screenshots of, keeping receipts for, documenting quietly for years. Every dismissive comment. Every ignored medical issue. Every holiday I'd hosted while sick or exhausted. This Christmas dinner would be my masterpiece. My liberation. My goodbye. and they wouldn't see it coming until it was too late. Okay, we've got Chinese, Thai, Indian, and that new Mediterranean place, Ree said, spreading takeout menus across my coffee table a few days later. All confirmed they're delivering on Christmas Day. I had to promise the Indian place $100 tip, but hey. I shifted carefully on the couch, adjusting my position to ease the constant ache. Perfect. Order extra menus from each. I want to wallpaper the dining room with them. You're evil. I love it. Ree paused, studying my face. How's the pain today? Worth every minute of what's coming. I reached for my phone as it buzzed with another text from Eva. Don't forget the cranberry sauce must be homemade. None of that can nonsense. And Raymond mentioned you've been ordering a lot of takeout lately. That won't do for Christmas. I showed the text to Ree, who rolled her eyes dramatically. Has she forgotten you literally had your insides rearranged 2 weeks ago? Bold of you to assume she ever knew in the first place. I pulled out a folder labeled medical and added my latest hospital bill to it. Raymond told her it was just a minor procedure. Speaking of bills, Ree handed me a glossy brochure. I found that recovery retreat you asked about. It's perfect. Private cabin, medical staff on call, peaceful lake view, very healing from trauma vibe. Book it for December 25th through New Year's. I smiled, imagining the silence, the peace, the absolute fury when they realized I wasn't coming back to clean up their mess. My phone rang again. Summer this time. Victoria, Mom says you're being difficult about the menu. Her voice had that familiar condescending tone. Look, just do what she wants. You know how she gets. You're right, Summer. I do know how she gets. I kept my voice honey sweet. Don't worry. Everything will be exactly what everyone deserves this year. After hanging up, I carefully stood and walked to the kitchen where Raymond was making coffee. He didn't offer to make me any. The credit card statement came, I said casually, setting the hospital bill on the counter where he couldn't miss. Could you double check if your card is working? Mine keeps getting declined. Probably because you keep ordering takeout, he muttered, but picked up the bill. His eyes widened slightly at the total. Jesus, Vic, did you really need all these procedures? No, Ray. I got them for fun. I turned away, hiding my smile. First breadcrumb dropped. That afternoon, Ree helped me pack a small suitcase while I told her about last Thanksgiving. I had a 102 fever, but Eva insisted we couldn't cancel. Said she'd already bought the turkey. I cooked for 6 hours straight, then spent the night throwing up while they watched football. And Raymond told me to keep it down. The game was on. Ree zipped the suitcase with unnecessary force. I hope they choke on their takeout. They won't. I checked my email confirmation for the retreat. They'll be too busy choking on their own entitled expectations. The doorbell rang. Another delivery. Raymond called up from downstairs. Vic, dinner again? Seriously. Still recovering, honey. I called back, sweetly. Doctor's orders. You managed breakfast this morning just fine, he grumbled. I shared a look with Ree. He hadn't noticed that breakfast had been from the cafe down the street, plated on our dishes. He hadn't noticed anything in 2 weeks except that I was being less emotional about everything. The retreat is confirmed, Ree whispered, showing me her phone. Paid in full from your secret account. They have a Christmas dinner planned, by the way, with actual chefs who aren't recovering from major surgery. I touched my scar gently. 2 more weeks of this, then freedom. You sure you don't want to just tell them all till you know? I cut her off, smiling. That's not how karma works. They need to feel it. Really feel it. The same way I felt every time they treated me like their personal servant. My phone buzzed again. Eva had sent a group text to the whole family. Victoria has graciously agreed to host Christmas. Summer's bringing the good china. I'll handle decorations. Victoria will do the rest as tradition demands. Don't be late. Dinner at 2 p.m. sharp. I showed Ree the text. She started laughing, so hard she had to sit down. Oh my God, she wheezed. They really have no idea. Nope. I saved the text as more evidence. But they will. One perfectly catered takeout meal at a time. From downstairs, I could hear Raymond on the phone with his mother, probably planning where to put the Christmas tree I wouldn't be decorating. Let them plan. Let them assume. I had my own plans, and they were already in motion. Ava burst through my front door without knocking, arms full of garland. Victoria, why isn't the tree up yet? Christmas is in 3 days. I didn't move from my spot on the couch where I was carefully documenting every text and email on my laptop. Hello, Eva. I have put up a wreath and some candles. That's all I can manage right now. She dropped the decorations on my coffee table with a huff. Honestly, dear, this attitude of yours is getting tiresome. One little surgery, and you're acting like you're made of glass. I pulled out my phone and hit record. Let's add this to the collection. Would you like to see the surgical site, Eva? I asked sweetly. The doctor says it's healing nicely despite being quite extensive. Don't be crude. She started draping garland over my bookshelves. Now about the appetizers. Summer specifically requested those little crab puffs you made last year. My phone buzzed with a text from Summer herself. Mom says you're being difficult again. Don't embarrass us this year. I took a screenshot, added it to my growing folder labeled Christmas Karma, and smiled. I'll make sure everyone gets exactly what they're craving. Eva turned, hands on hips. And the house. It's practically bare. Where's your holiday spirit? Right here, I said, patting my surgery site. The movement sent a sharp pain through my abdomen. I winced, but Eva was too busy rearranging my furniture to notice. The front door opened again. Raymond walked in with Kylie, my teenage niece. Oh, Aunt Victoria! Kylie wrinkled her nose. Your house looks so boring. Mom says you're being lazy about Christmas this year. Hello to you too, Kylie. I took another screenshot of the growing evidence of family dysfunction. How's school? Whatever. She flopped onto my carefully positioned recovery chair. Mom says we better not get stuck eating takeout like when you had the flu. Raymond shot me a warning look. Victoria's been ordering a lot of takeout lately. But she'll cook for Christmas, right, honey? Everything will be perfectly arranged, I assured them, watching Eva mess up my carefully organized bookshelf. Everyone will get exactly what they deserve. After they left, Eva to buy more decorations, Kylie complaining about being bored, Raymond to work late, I called Ree. They just left. Eva redecorated my entire living room in 45 minutes. Please tell me you got it all on video, Ree said. Ring doorbell camera, phone recordings and screenshots. I slowly stood up, fighting another wave of pain. But I need your help with phase 2. Can you come over? An hour later, Ree and I were putting the finishing touches on my masterpiece. She held up the printed note I'd carefully worded over the past week. To my beloved in-laws, she read, grinning. Enjoy choosing your meal. All are prepaid. I'm resting for surgical necessity. You may direct complaints to the surgeon's office if unsatisfied. Happy holidays. It's beautiful. Evil but beautiful. The takeout menus are all ready. I asked, checking my retreat confirmation again. Printed extras of each one. We'll tape them up Christmas morning before they arrive. Ree helped me pack the last few items into my getaway bag. Your cabin is stocked with actual Christmas dinner, by the way. The retreat chef is making turkey and everything. My phone buzzed again. Corbin, this time. Hey, sis-in-law. Heard you're doing Christmas again. Hope it's better than last year's disaster. I showed Ree the text. She made a gagging noise. Remember last year? I said, when he complained that the turkey was too dry while I was literally running a fever from working 60-hour weeks and Raymond said nothing? Ree's voice was hard, as usual. Not this time. I touched the neat stack of divorce papers hidden in my desk drawer. This time, everyone's getting their just desserts. Via delivery. The front door opened again. Raymond was home early. I quickly shoved the getaway bag into the guest room closet while Ree distracted him. Hey, Ray, she called out. Just helping Victoria with some Christmas prep. Great, he muttered, barely looking up from his phone. Mom's worried you're not taking this seriously, Vic. She says the house looks empty. I shared a knowing look with Ree. Don't worry, honey. Everything's been carefully planned. It's going to be a Christmas no one forgets. After Raymond went upstairs, Ree hugged me gently, mindful of my surgery site. 3 more days, she whispered. Then you're free. I touched the single Christmas wreath on my wall, the only decoration I'd allowed myself to put up. It was perfect in its simplicity, just like my plan. 3 days, I agreed. Then they learn what happens when you push someone too far. My phone lit up with another demanding text from Eva, but I didn't bother reading it. Soon, very soon, they'd all learn that karma doesn't just come around. Sometimes it gets delivered. Christmas Eve. The house was quiet, except for the hum of the heating system and Raymond snoring from upstairs. I sat in the kitchen, eating soup and watching Home Alone on my tablet. Oddly fitting, given tomorrow's plans. The kitchen gleamed, spotless and unused. No prep work, no pre-made dishes, no thawing turkey, just empty counters and the stack of takeout menus hidden in my bag. My phone lit up with Ava's 10th text of the day. Don't forget to set the turkey out to thaw. And make sure you're up early. The potatoes take forever to peel. I took another screenshot from my collection and sipped my soup. The doorbell rang softly. Ree, right on schedule. Ready for the final prep, she whispered as I let her in. She carried a roll of tape and a folder full of freshly printed menus. Almost. I lifted my sweater slightly, showing her the surgery site. Think I should leave this uncovered tomorrow? Really drive home the point? Absolutely. Ree started laying out menus on the dining room table. Let them see exactly what they've been ignoring. My phone buzzed again. Summer, this time. Mom's freaking out because you haven't answered her texts. You better not be sleeping. There's too much to do. They're going to lose their minds tomorrow, Ree said carefully, taping up the first menu. Are you sure you don't want me to film it? The Ring camera will catch everything. I touched my scar absently. Besides, I'll be long gone by then. We worked quietly, methodically, covering the dining room walls with takeout menus. Chinese food next to Thai, next to Indian, a feast of options, all prepaid with Raymond's credit card. My last gift to the family. Remember Thanksgiving 3 years ago? I asked, watching rearrange the menus perfectly straight. When Eva insisted I make 3 different types of pie because Kylie couldn't decide what she wanted. And then Kylie didn't eat any of them because she was watching her carbs. Ree shook her head. How much did you spend on ingredients that year? $400. I smiled. Tomorrow's takeout budget. $500 plus tips. From upstairs, Raymond's snoring stuttered. We froze, but the rhythm resumed. He hadn't stirred all evening. Hadn't noticed me packing. Hadn't even asked about dinner preparations. Your getaway bag is in my car, Ree whispered. Retreat address programmed into the GPS. You're really doing this? Watch me. I pulled out my phone and checked my messages one last time. Eva, don't disappoint us tomorrow. Summer, Kylie wants a ham cut in perfect squares this year. Corbin, better not mess up like last Christmas. Raymond, nothing. As usual. Help me with the final touch, I asked Ree, pulling out the carefully worded note I'd printed earlier. We placed it in the center of the dining room table, weighted down with a single Christmas ornament, the one Raymond's mother had given me our first Christmas together. For the family's newest servant, she joked. I hadn't found it funny then. I found it hilarious now. What time are they arriving tomorrow? Ree asked, adjusting the note one last time. 11 a.m. sharp. Eva insists on punctuality when it's other people's time she's managing. I checked my watch. I'll be gone by 10:30. My phone buzzed again. A final text from Eva. Everything better be perfect tomorrow. Don't be late with the ham. Ree read the text over my shoulder and snorted. Should we tell them the ham will be perfectly square in little takeout containers? Let it be a surprise. I took one last look around the dining room at the menus covering every wall like wallpaper. They wanted dinner. They're getting dinner. They want a tradition, Ree corrected, hugging me carefully. They're getting karma. After she left, I stood in the silent kitchen for a long moment. Tomorrow, this room would be filled with shocked voices, angry accusations, entitled demands. But I wouldn't be here to hear them. I touched my surgery scar one last time, remembering every holiday I'd cooked through pain, every celebration I'd hosted while sick, every demand I'd met while being treated like furniture. Upstairs, Raymond's snoring continued, oblivious to what was coming. Let him sleep. Let them all rest easy tonight. Tomorrow, they'd learn what happens when you push someone too far. When you mistake kindness for weakness. When you treat family like staff. I headed up to bed, pausing at the dining room doorway for one last look at our masterpiece. The menus gleamed in the dim light, a paper testimony to years of taking me for granted. Merry Christmas to all, I whispered, smiling at the chaos to come. And to all a good night. Christmas morning dawned bright and cold. I dressed carefully, a loose sweater that wouldn't irritate my surgery site, comfortable pants, and my nicest shoes. After all, one should dress appropriately when serving revenge. Raymond had already left to pick up his parents. He hadn't even asked about breakfast. At 10:15, Ree's car pulled into the driveway. Right on schedule. You look amazing, she said as I slipped into the passenger seat, my getaway bag already in the back. Like a woman about to burn her life down in the most elegant way possible. That's exactly what I am. I checked my phone, multiple texts already. Eva on our way. Kitchen better be warm and smelling delicious. Summer, just left home. Kylie's starving, so food better be ready. Corbin, hope you didn't overcook the ham this year. I turned my phone to silent and tucked it away. Let them text into the void. At 10:45, we parked around the corner from my house. Through the Ring camera app, I watched Eva's car pull up, followed quickly by Summer's SUV. Right on time, I murmured. Eva does love her punctuality. We watched as they gathered on the porch, arms full of presents and decorations. Eva tried the door, still locked. Where's Victoria? Summer's voice came clearly through the camera speaker. Mom, I thought you said she'd be ready. Raymond unlocked the door. They piled in, voices echoing through the empty house. Victoria! Eva called out. Where's the food? Why isn't anything cooking? Something's wrong, Raymond said. The kitchen's cold. The dining room. Kylie's voice. Maybe she set it up in? Oh my God! The camera caught their faces as they entered the dining room. Eva's mouth dropped open. Summer actually stumbled backward. Raymond went pale. What? What is this? Eva sputtered, staring at the takeout menu-covered walls. Corbin picked up the note from the table. To my beloved in-laws, he read aloud. Enjoy choosing your meal. All are prepaid. I'm resting per surgical necessity. You may direct complaints to the surgeon's office if unsatisfied. Happy holidays. Is this a joke? Summer shrieked. Where is she? Raymond pulled out his phone, probably seeing my text for the first time today. I'm off to reclaim my peace. Forward any leftover egg rolls to the clinic. She can't do this. Eva was turning red. It's Christmas. We're family. Family. I whispered to Ree. Time to show them what family means. I pulled out my phone and sent the mass text I prepared. Since you're all wondering where I am, I'm taken care of. Myself for once. Check your emails. You'll find photos of my surgery site, medical bills, and recordings of every demanding call and text you've sent while I was recovering. Plus, a few greatest hits from previous holidays, all dinners on Raymond's credit card. Enjoy. Through the camera, we watched them grab their phones as the notifications came through. Eva's face went from red to white. Summer sat down hard in a dining room chair. Raymond looked like he might be sick. She recorded us. Summer's voice shook. All of us. The surgery. Eva was staring at her phone. It wasn't minor at all. Raymond, you said? I didn't know, Raymond stammered. She never said. I said it every day, I texted back. You never listened. None of you did. But now you have no choice. Restarted the car. Ready to go. One last thing. I sent the final text. Oh, and Eva, don't worry about tradition. I'm starting a new one. It's called Respecting Myself. Merry Christmas. As we pulled away, I could see them through the dining room window, still standing among the takeout menus, phones in hand, faces shocked. 7 entitled people who'd finally been served exactly what they deserved. To the retreat, Ree asked, turning onto the highway. To freedom, I corrected, feeling lighter than I had in years. And real Christmas dinner with people who actually care if I'm in pain. My phone was blowing up with notifications, but I didn't check them. Let them rage. Let them threaten. Let them finally feel what it's like to be helpless and ignored on a holiday. I touched my surgery scar gently, remembering all the times I'd pushed through pain to meet their demands. Not anymore. You know what the best part is? I said to Ree as we drove away from my old life. They'll have to clean up after themselves for once. Ree laughed. Now that's what I call a Christmas miracle. I leaned back in my seat, watching my house disappear in the rearview mirror. Somewhere behind us, my in-laws were discovering that karma, like revenge, is a dish best served with a side of takeout. And I was finally free. The retreat's main lodge looked like something from a Christmas card. All warm lights and wooden beams, dusted with snow. Inside, the receptionist smiled warmly as she checked me in. Welcome, Victoria. We've got you in Lakeside Cabin 3. Perfect for recovery and reflection. My phone buzzed for the 100th time. I glanced at it briefly. Eva, how dare you embarrass us like this? Summer, Mom's crying. I hope you're happy. Raymond, please come home. We can fix this. Corbin, real mature, running away on Christmas. Would you like us to hold your phone during your stay? The receptionist offered. Many guests find it helpful for healing. No thanks, I smiled. I'm actually enjoying the messages now. In my cabin, Ree helped me unpack while I checked my email. Summer had already posted a vague Facebook rant about ungrateful family members ruining Christmas. Look at this, Ree said, showing me her phone. She'd been monitoring the neighborhood Facebook group. Eva's trying to rally support, but it's backfiring. Someone asked why they made a woman cook 2 weeks after surgery. My phone rang. Raymond again. This time I answered. Where are you? He demanded. Somewhere peaceful, I replied calmly. How's the takeout? This isn't funny, Victoria. Mom's devastated. Summer's kids are crying. You ruined Christmas. No, Ray. You ruined it years ago. Every time you watched me cook while sick. Every time you ignored my pain. Every time you chose their comfort over my health. That's not. Check your email again, I interrupted. I just sent you the video from last Thanksgiving. The one where I'm clearly feverish while your mother demands more gravy. Silence. I've got to go, I said. My actual Christmas dinner is ready. One I don't have to cook. I hung up as Ree returned from the main lodge. You won't believe this. Summer's trying to get people to boycott all the restaurants that delivered today. Of course she is. I checked my messages again. Ava had sent a novel-length text about tradition and family values. "Oh, and your doctor called," Ree added. "Eva tried to file a complaint about your unnecessary medical restrictions." Dr. Brooks shut that down fast. My phone buzzed with a new message from Kylie this time. "Mom says you're having a mental breakdown. Are you?" I showed Ree the text. "Should I tell her I'm having a breakthrough instead?" "Tell her you're having dinner," Ree grinned. Speaking of which, we headed to the main lodge's dining room. The table was beautifully set, other guests already gathering. No one demanded anything. No one complained. Just quiet conversation and delicious food I hadn't had to prepare. My phone lit up with another call from Raymond. "Still not answering?" Ree asked. "No need." I turned the phone face down. I've said everything I needed to say with menus. After dinner, back in my cabin, I finally read through all the messages. Eva had progressed from anger to bargaining. "If you come back now, we can forget this happened." Summer had moved on to threats. "Mom's talking about lawyers. Hope you're ready for that." Raymond just kept sending variations of, "Please come home and we can work this out." I opened my laptop and typed a single response, sending it to all of them. "I'm not coming back. Not to the house, not to the cooking, not to the demands. I'm healing from surgery and from years of being taken for granted. Don't contact my doctor again. Don't threaten legal action you can't follow through on. And don't expect me to ever cook for you again. The menus are yours to keep." "Think they'll get it?" Ree asked, reading over my shoulder. "They'll have to." I closed the laptop. "I've got an appointment with a divorce lawyer next week." My phone buzzed one last time. "Eva again, you ungrateful girl. After everything we've done for you." I laughed, actually laughed, and showed Ree the message. "Everything they've done for me," I said. "They've done exactly one thing. Show me exactly who they are. And now I'm showing them exactly who I am." "And who's that?" Ree asked. I looked around my peaceful cabin, at the lake view through the window, at the dinner I'd enjoyed without cooking a single dish. Someone who finally learned to serve herself first. Outside, snow began to fall softly. Somewhere across town, my in-laws were probably still sitting among takeout menus, trying to understand how they'd lost control of their holiday servant. But here in my quiet cabin, I was exactly where I needed to be, healing, resting free. My phone buzzed again, but I didn't check it. Whatever they were saying didn't matter anymore. I'd served my last holiday dinner, and my first taste of freedom was absolutely delicious. 1 week after Christmas, I walked into my house at 7 a.m. with my lawyer, Andy, beside me. Raymond was still home, probably because he'd been suspended after his coworkers shared my Christmas dinner story around the office. He jumped up from the couch when we entered. "Victoria, finally, we need to talk about—" "No," Andy interrupted smoothly. "You need to sit down and listen. That's all." I set my bag on the counter and pulled out a folder. "These are divorce papers, Ray. I've already signed them." "Divorce?" His face went pale. "You can't be serious. Over one dinner." "One dinner." I pulled out my phone and played one of Eva's voicemails from Christmas Day. "How dare you humiliate us like this after everything we've done for you? You ungrateful little—" "That's just Mom being Mom," Raymond protested weakly. "Exactly." I laid out more papers, medical bills, screenshots, photos. "That's the problem. Here's every holiday I've hosted while sick, every demand they made while I was recovering, every time you chose their comfort over my health." "I never—" December 12th, I read from my phone. "Stop being dramatic about the surgery. Mom needs help with Christmas shopping." December 15th, "Can't you just make dinner? You're already home all day anyway." December 24th, "Okay. Raymond slumped back onto the couch. "But divorce? Really?" Andy stepped forward. "My client is requesting an equitable division of assets, including the house." "The house?" Raymond shot up again. "You can't take the house." "Actually," I smiled, "I can. Check your email." He grabbed his phone, his face darkening as he read. You recorded everything." "Ring cameras are amazing," I said. "They caught every time your family barged in uninvited, every demanding conversation, every time you watched me struggle after surgery without helping. That's not fair." "Neither was making me host 2 weeks after major surgery," I said, placing another paper on the coffee table. "Here's a statement from my doctor about the risks you put me under." Raymond's phone buzzed. Eva's name flashed on the screen. "Don't answer that," Andy advised. "Not unless you want your mother's reaction recorded too. She's already done enough damage," I added. "Did you know she tried to file a complaint against my doctor? Claimed I was exaggerating my surgery." Raymond stared at the divorce papers. "Where are you even staying?" "Somewhere safe," I replied. "Somewhere without demanding in-laws and takeout menus on the walls." His phone buzzed again. Summer this time. I could see her text. Mom's freaking out. Is Victoria there? Make her apologize. You should know, Andy said professionally, that any attempts at harassment or retaliation will be documented. The Ring cameras stay active until the divorce is finalized. And after that? Raymond asked. After that, I never want to see any of you again. I touched my surgery scar, nearly healed now. No more holidays, no more demands, no more pretending we're family when I was really just your personal chef. The front door burst open. Ava stormed in, face red with fury. Perfect timing, Andy said, pulling out his phone to record. Mrs. Weber, would you like to explain why you're entering my client's house without permission? Ava froze. Client? What's going on? Divorce proceedings, I said calmly. Don't worry. I'm sure Summer can cook all your holiday meals from now on. You ungrateful, Eva started, but Andy cut her off. Every word you say is being recorded, ma'am. Choose carefully. Eva's mouth snapped shut. Raymond just sat there, staring at the papers. I'll give you 3 days to review everything with your lawyer, I said, gathering my things. After that, we proceed whether you're ready or not. Like you proceeded with Christmas, Eva snapped. Exactly like that, I smiled. Quick, clean, and with plenty of options for delivery. As we left, I heard Ava starting to cry, Raymond trying to comfort her. Let them comfort each other. I had my own peace to protect now. Well, Andy said as we drove away, that went better than expected. No one threw anything. They're probably saving that for the next holiday, I replied. I looked back at the house one last time, but I won't be there to clean it up. My phone buzzed. A text from Ree. How'd it go? Need me to post bail? No bail needed, I replied. Just freedom papers in progress. Want to help me house hunt? Already found 3 listings, she responded. All with kitchens you'll never have to cook holiday dinners in. I smiled, feeling lighter with every mile between me and that house. They wanted tradition. I was starting a new one, putting myself first. And this tradition didn't come with a side of family drama. The cafe was quiet for a Sunday morning. I sipped my coffee, watching Eva and Raymond fidget across the table. They begged for this meeting through my lawyer, promising to make things right. Well, I set down my cup. You wanted to talk? Talk. We miss you, Eva said, her voice lacking its usual commanding tone. The family isn't the same without you. You mean dinner isn't the same without me? I pulled out my phone, opened Reddit. Have you seen this? It's gone viral. Their faces paled as I turned the screen toward them. The post title read, Am I the jerk for leaving my family with takeout on Christmas? You posted about us. Raymond stammered. I scrolled through the comments. People are fascinated, especially the part about making someone cook 2 weeks after major surgery. Ava's hands trembled around her untouched coffee. That's private family business. Was it private when you tried to get my doctor in trouble? When Summer posted about me on Facebook? When Corbin shared those mocking texts with his golf buddies? The door chimed. Ree walked in right on schedule, carrying a folder. Perfect timing, I said. Did you bring the papers? All here. Ree sat down beside me, spreading out documents. Hospital bills, screenshots, Ring camera transcripts. Everything that wasn't included in the Reddit post. What do you want? Raymond asked quietly. Nothing. I leaned back, feeling the strength in my fully healed abdomen. The divorce is almost final. The house sold for above asking price. I'm not here for anything except to say goodbye properly. Goodbye. Eva's voice cracked. But what about holidays? I'm sure Summer can handle them. I smiled, though I heard her Christmas dinner was a disaster. Something about burned ham and store-bought sides. Raymond shifted uncomfortably. Mom had to order pizza. Karma's interesting that way. I pulled out one final paper, a check. Here's your half of the house sale, Ray. Andy suggested meeting in public to hand it over. You're really doing this? Eva whispered. Throwing away family over one dinner? No, I met her eyes steadily. I'm valuing myself over years of being treated like staff. There's a difference. The Reddit post has 10,000 upvotes now, Ree commented, checking her phone. People really love the takeout menu wallpaper part. Ava stood abruptly. This is ridiculous. Raymond, tell her this is ridiculous. But Raymond just stared at the check, then at me. I'm sorry, he said finally. I should have helped more. Protected you more. Yes, I agreed. You should have. It's not too late. Eva insisted. We can fix this. Summer's already apologized. Summer sent me a text saying, Sorry, so sensitive, lol. I corrected. That's not an apology. That's not even proper spelling. My phone buzzed. Another Reddit notification. More awards. More comments, more people sharing their own stories of family exploitation. You've inspired quite a movement, Reese said proudly. People are calling it the Christmas takeout revolution. Ava sank back into her chair, defeated. What will people think? They'll think exactly what happened, I said. That you pushed too hard, demanded too much, and finally faced the consequences. I stood up, gathering my things. The divorce will be final next week. Don't contact me after that. But, Eva started. No, I cut her off firmly. No more buts, no more demands, no more guilt. I'm done serving everyone else's needs. Raymond finally spoke again. What about my needs? Order takeout, Ree and I said simultaneously. We left them there, surrounded by the evidence of their own behavior, holding a check instead of a daughter-in-law. Outside, the spring air was fresh and clean. My phone buzzed again. Another comment notification. Want to check what they're saying? Ree asked. No need. I smiled, feeling the sun on my face. I know exactly what happened. I was there. I served the karma. I lived the revolution. Speaking of serving, Ree grinned. Guess what I found out? Summer's hosting Easter this year. Eva's already complaining about her cooking. I laughed. Really laughed. Feeling nothing but freedom. They wanted tradition. They got karma. And now you get peace, Ree finished. My phone buzzed one last time. A text from Eva. Please reconsider. Family is forever. I typed back, you're right. That's why I chose myself as family first. Then I blocked her number, linked arms with Ree, and walked away from the cafe without looking back. Behind us, Raymond and Eva sat with their cold coffee and hot consequences. And me. I had a life to live, one deliciously free of holiday obligations and family-sized servings of guilt. After all, the best revenge isn't just served cold. Sometimes it's not served at all. So what do you guys think? Have you ever had a moment where you just snapped and decided enough was enough with demanding family or friends? How did you finally stand up for yourself? I'd love to hear your stories in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the story of a little Christmas karma, don't forget to like and subscribe for more.